What's up, YouTube? You're with Got That Funk. I'm a person who believes very strongly that if you are the manager or executive director of a large company or a corporation, or even if you're a director of a bank, the job you do is important. You've got interests around the world and literally thousands of employees working underneath you. And so you should be financially compensated appropriately for the responsibility that falls on your shoulders. I do believe it's okay to pay people at the top a lot of money. But I also think there is such a thing as overpay at the top. And more importantly, if wages at the top go up every year, people who work at the bottom of the company should also be having their wages and benefits raising every year, just like those at the top. I read an article in the Independent Eye newspaper this morning which piqued my interest, and I'm going to share some excerpts of the article with you. I'm going to link the whole article in the description box below so you can see that I haven't ripped anything out of context too bad. And I would be very curious to find out. These numbers that I'm about to share with you obviously pertain to the UK, but I'd be very curious to know if any similar research has been done in the USA, and if so, what those results might be. If you know that, let me know. Okay, pardon me while I look away from the camera for a second. A permanent body to investigate and report on levels of executive pay which have now reached stratospheric levels should be set up by the government, an inquiry concluded today. The High Pay Commission reveals the top pay of executives has soared by more than 4,000% in the past 30 years. The Commission also calls for companies to be forced to publish details of the pay gap between top executives and their average employees. All right, 4,000% wage rise in 30 years? Really? Is that actually fair? Is that okay with you? It's not okay with me. Not unless the people at the bottom were getting a decent amount of wage rises as well. But we all know that's not happening. Wages have not risen much more than inflation, which is typically less than 10% a year. And well, typically it's less than 5% a year. Furthermore, a lot of employee benefits have been cut back and a lot of jobs have been shipped off overseas to make these companies more profitable. But the people who work at the bottom are not getting the benefit of that profit. It's going straight to the people at the top. I want to share a couple of figures here with you from this table at the bottom of the article. I'm not going to read the whole thing off because it'll be too cumbersome, but again, it'll be linked in the description. I'm going to just use two of these companies because these are well-known companies. British Petroleum, 1979 to 1980, top executive pay was around about £143,000 a year, which was 16.5 times the average salary for employees in that same company. 2009 to 2011, top executive pay went up from $143,000 a year to $4.4 million a year. That's 63 times the average salary for employees at that company. So not only has the wage gone up, but the proportion has gone up. The disproportionate, between the top earners and the bottom earners has gone up as well. Let's talk about another well-known company. This one's a bank, Barclays Bank. Director's pay in 79 to 1980 was about £87,000 a year, which was 14.5 times the average salary for employees at that company. 2009 to 2011, we're talking 4.3 million a year, which is 75 times the average salary for employees at that company. This is what the Occupy people are talking about when they're saying that the executives are making too much money. This is what it's all about, people. There's figures on this. I want to know, are there figures stateside which can show similar? Or does it show the opposite? Does it show that the workers are getting overpaid? I seriously doubt that somehow, but if anybody has these answers, I would be very curious to find out. And I look forward to an interesting conversation in the comments section. I want to thank you for watching this video, and until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.